like you're afraid of
Right.
that. You're afraid of them telling you fuck off because that's the normal way of calling people. Like everybody's doing that, but again, it's hard because again, people don't love rejection, and it takes a
Sure.
while for us to overcome the rejection of not
Right.
letting it affect us. The way that I did it is doing that, doing the pattern interrupt. I'm just doing a follow up. Did you get our cash offer letter? What are you talking about? Yeah, my boss Robert. Again, you're building this story in the prospects that you're calling said. My boss Robert. Again, this big dude that has a red truck. He mailed somebody a cash offer letter on a house on Main Street. We know that's their address. That's their
Right.
street address. That's their name of the other street on Main Street. So on their head, oh shit, yeah, I do live in Main Street. And so Robert told me to follow up on this cash offer letter. Did you talk to Robert? Did you ask him? Did you talk to Robert? You're making the story that Robert drives a big truck. I buy houses on it. He mailed the letter to a house on Main Street, and now you're asking, did you talk to Robert? Like, no, who the fuck is Robert? And then you were like, you play dumb. Yeah, I probably have the wrong number. I apologize. It happens. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
and of course they're gonna admit, yeah, you had the wrong number. And then you go, well, you know what? You stroke them. You know what? Thank you for being so nice. Again, we are buying in that area. In case you're interested, just give us a call back, or we can actually have my boss mail you a cash offer, or he can give you a number over the phone, and I can call you back with the offer.
Right.
Again, but you're probably not in. But you're probably not even in the market, are you?
Right. Right. Right.
And if they
Gotcha.
are, you tell them yes. And if they not, you didn't sell them anything. It's just the
Right.
wrong number, but we told him what we did for a living.
I
We buy
like
a
it. Yes.
house in this area. He bought a house down the street. He has a big truck. He's a big guy. He has a I buy houses. Somebody in your street, sir, is selling a house to my boss. Do you want to also sell the house to my boss as well? If
Right.
you try that, my brother, trust me, man, that'll be the easiest way to overcome the fear of the cold call. Because you're not doing a cold call, you're doing your boss told you to do a follow-up call.
Right. Right.
Follow
Sounds
up with
good.
this guy that I emailed them a letter. So you're
Okay.
expecting them to say, "Oh yeah, I got it, but no, thank you." But of course, they don't know that they didn't get a letter. You again, you know for a fact the technique. But if somebody tells you, "Hey, Luke, can you go ahead and call this person? Just tell them know if they got that package." You're assuming that there's been communication.
Right.
So you're both like, but they're allowing you to talk.
Right.
So again, if you want, again, that's how I got over the fear of that. And trust me, I got in deals like that because I tell everybody, if someone's gonna sell their house or someone needs to sell their house, if you tell them that you're buying a house and down the street and somebody on that street said yes, they're gonna raise their hand. You know what? Yeah, send me a cash offer.
Right.
But
Sure.
you're not selling them anything. You're doing a follow up, but it's a wrong number. But in
Sure.
between you hanging up and then that being a bad call number that you dialed, you telling them what we do for a living.
Hmm.
It's so simple, man. That way that you do it, it's it overcomes no any fear for anything. Let's say you want to call to somebody else, to a girl that you like. Hey, is this Michelle? It's like, no. What are you talking about? No, this is you're not Michelle. I spoke to Robert. You know Robert, right? He's like, what Robert? Yeah, Robert from high school. I think he graduated in '04. He's like, yeah, I know Robert. You- But you didn't talk to him lately, right? Like, no. You know what? You probably gave me the wrong number. Did you graduate that year with us as well? He said, oh, what classes did you have? So now you're conversating with a person.
Right. 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 Sure.
It works with everything. It works with everything, and that overcomes the fear of doing that initial call. Oh, they're gonna reject me. No, I'm just doing a follow up, bro. I'm calling
Yeah.
you, Michelle. I'm sorry, I have the wrong number, man. Stop being an asshole to me.
Yeah. Sure. I like
We,
it.
that's the way that I learned. That's what I teach my guys. Like that's the way that I overcome doing those initial cold calls, doing those pattern interrupts that allows you to allow them to you stun them, you literally jab them, and they don't know what to do, and they
Sure.
allow you to speak, and it allows us to not be nervous, etc., etc.
Right. Right.
So again, if you can again try it like that, my brother, trust me, It works. Anything. Another thing that I'm trying also. So when you drive around areas, right, and you see a house that has a bunch of trash outside,
Sure.
right? So what you do again, you skip trace it. He's like, yeah, I'm just following up. Is this a house on a? Now you tell him, is this a house on a 1 Street Main Street? Like, yeah, yeah. Robert from Junk Removal told me to call you because you might want to have a service for us to remove some of your junk. He's like, who's Robert? Yeah, he's your neighbor. I think 3 or 4 houses down. Like, I don't know. He knows that I do junk removal, and he sent me this one. And I sometimes give him a bonus when he refers my clients. Do you have junk outside that you want to get removed? We know for a fact that he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, okay, well, perfect. Do you have somebody already there or no? He's like, no, but I'm not ready at the moment. Perfect. You know, but the way also, my boss also buys houses in that area. Again, and he might throw in a free junk removal if you sell him his house. But again, you're probably not interested in any of those.
Right.
Now it's no longer a cold call because Robert told you to call this person to see if they're interested in their service.
Sure.
You see those little
Yeah.
hacks that can manipulate because we have biases, natural biases, and if we can tweak a little bit of thing of making our brain think that it's no longer gonna be a cold call, it's gonna be a follow-up call. Then a follow-up call. Why should I be afraid of a follow-up call? Why should I
Yeah.
be afraid of a follow-up call if I know that person on the other side of the phone is expecting me to call them?
Right.
Okay? So somebody hire you to call this person, and that person should be expecting you to call them. So when you call them, it's all, hey, what's up? Well, hey, I'm just following up. Did you get that cash off?
Right. Right.
So it's again that works for me. I don't know if you think I'm just bullshitting, but try it, and tell me.
Sure. Okay, I will.
Your boss is Robert. Just throw a name. Yeah, my boss is Robert. What does he do? Yeah, he buys houses. Simple as that.
Right. Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks, Arturo. Appreciate it.
Likewise, my brother. What's going up, guys? How's everybody doing?
Hola.
What's up? What's up, Ed? How was
How
your
you
week?
doing, sir? Good.
Good. You got any deals? You made some money this week?
I'm working on it. I've got the possibility to get together with a guy today, so I'm hoping it'll work out.
Okay. What does that deal look like? Is it a flip, a rehab, an assignment, a lease?
It's a home, and he's up about an hour north of me,
Wow.
and he wasn't interested in doing a lease option at first, but then I got him on the phone, and he said he would consider it. And we're supposed to talk this afternoon at 4.
Perfect.
Yeah,
How'd you get that lead initially?
off of Facebook, the marketplace.
Okay. He was advertising it.
Yes.
What was he saying? What was his advertising look like?
It was he had about a half a dozen pictures, and it's a smaller house, about 1,300 square feet. And he came back that he didn't want to do a lease. He didn't want to have so many people involved. And then when we spoke, I told him what I was doing, and he said, "Let's talk today." So see what happens. Yeah, it'll be my first deal.
Perfect. Yeah, let's lock it up.
Yep.
Was he selling it or renting it?
He wanted to sell it.
Selling. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
What state is this in?
This is Indiana.
Indiana. Okay. How is Indiana with the lease options?
It's smoking. Hot market.
There we go. So how was your conversation? Again, I always recommend you guys. I don't know if you guys know this app called Bookaroo. It's an online app. It's a website. You can record yourselves.
What's it called?
Bookaroo. B as in Victor. O. C as in Carlos. OORO.com, I think.
Okay.
And that you again, when you're on the phone with a guy, put your phone on speaker, and then click on the record, and it's on the cloud, and it records the conversation. So when you first reached out to him, how was the first 5 minutes of the conversation go? Like, you told him who you were, or how did that go?
Yeah, the first couple of communications were on a text,
Okay.
and then he was heading out of town, and we were going to catch up the next week and this week, and he finally called me back on Wednesday, and reinstated what he was saying about he didn't want anyone else to be involved, and I told him what I was doing. I help families get into homes that can't afford otherwise with conventional loan, and then after we talked a little bit, he said, "Well, we'll talk on Friday." So
What was his main fear of why he didn't want to have, like, when you said too many people involved? What was the
well,
main fear?
his point was he didn't want to have any problems and lawyers get involved, and I don't like lawyers, so that was his conversation on that.
So he doesn't like lawyers. How much
Yeah,
was he for this house?
it's 99,500.
Okay.
And the comps I'm looking at are like in 115, 125 range.
Perfect. So when he says he doesn't like lawyers, like, did you ask him, well, how do you want to transact this $99,000 so that you don't get like fake money or drug money? Like, like, did you question them? Like, when they say something they don't like attorneys like that, ask them, well, my partner also had the same issue, but again, you need to get him involved, because again, if you're gonna sell something, you gotta make sure that the money comes from the right place, and you don't get any liability after the fact, right, Mister?
Yeah, he had definitely directed it more or less to he didn't want me to assign anything to anybody else. He didn't want anyone else involved.
Oh, so you want to make sure that you're the buyer.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Um, how'd you? So when you said that, how'd you throw in the lease option part?
I told him I work with families that can handle the the monthly arrangement, but they just can't qualify for a conventional loan. So if you'd be willing to help us, for 12 to 36 months, where they can build their credit up, and then we'll cash you out.
Okay. Did you talk about down payment or anything like that?
No, we'll be talking about that today.
Okay. So how does how will that conversation go? Hey, so yeah, I'm interested maybe doing something like that where maybe they'll pay me off in 36 months, but again, I need something that can guarantee serious, like, how much down payment are we thinking?
Yeah, so I'll probably ask them if there's a mortgage on the house now, and what kind of payment that would be if there was one, and then I'm going to approach it where what do you think the place will rent for, and if he knows, and then kind of work around those numbers, and if they fall into that arena, then I think we've got an opportunity to write up a contract and send them something to sign.
Okay. Well, yeah. Again, how much are you gonna give me down payment though?
I'm not even going to offer a down payment unless he asks for one.
Yeah, like, let's say I'm the seller and I'm asking you. Well, yeah, I'm willing to do all this creative stuff.
Okay.
Seller, buyer, but again, how do I know if you're serious? Are you gonna give me down payment?
Well, we could arrange something like that. What would be something that would work for you?
Well, I want to get like 30, at least 1/3 of what I'm selling it for.
Yeah, that's probably going to be out of our ball game as far as being able to do 30,000. Is there another number that would work?
Again, I don't know how to do this kind of transaction, so I want it to be protected. And again, 1/3 of the sales price sounds reasonable to me. Ask me, like, why 30?
Why 30%?
I don't know. I think I had to pay off a couple of credit cards, um, and I have a mortgage, and hopefully that will probably be close to paying it off. That's why I need 30,000. Um, so you see,
Okay,
you inquire
would
on questions, why 30,000, and then you wait for them to answer you. And then again, oh, okay, you want to use it to pay off something? Well, you don't have to pay off the mortgage. Again, I can take over the mortgage payments. You see, and that's why you want to inquire this little question so you can, so you know, you dig down. You literally are pushing them left and right, until you guide them to where you're talking straight. You're not getting the BSs and et cetera, et cetera.
So instead of paying off the mortgage, what are you paying? You know, what is your mortgage payment a month?
Yeah, yeah,
And how long? And how, you know, get that? Okay, that makes sense.
And again, mortgage. Remember, the way that I do it, the way that I started, and before I met Justin, I was straight to the point. How much you paying? How much do you need? I was, again, that was my straight way of asking numbers, and sometimes it's kind of rough sometimes. But again, when you start like this, oh perfect, yeah. I like when you said, well, 30 is not gonna make sense for us. Again, but why 30? In this way, yeah, why 30? Well, I wanted to pay a couple of credit cards. Okay, oh, I understand. Yeah, definitely. Right now with the credit card interest rates, that might go up. But again, it's crazy right now. Again, you bring up personal situation. I'm having issues getting 5,000 down because banks are lending everything. Because again, but you have to have someone that has good credit. Have you had the same issue? Because now he probably has the same issue. Because if the property was a great deal, it would have sold already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you bring this. Oh yeah, because our company is having the same issue. We can't even get 5,000 from a qualified creditor, from a qualified buyer, because banks are lending close to 100%, but they have to be qualified. Have you had the same issue with your qualified buyers? He's like, no, I haven't had any qualified buyers. Oh, you haven't had any qualified buyers? Oh, wow. I would think this property would have already got sold. And it happens, and that's why we started this side business of doing the creative, where we allow somebody to come in here and make a payment on the house for 12 to 36 months, and then work on their credit to pay you off. So you're showing them the problems that we know for a fact that he's dealing with. If he wanted to sell the house, it would have been sold, and the reason why it hasn't been sold is because it's either overpriced or a qualified buyer would rather go to another property and not his property.
Right.
So
Makes sense.
you bring your situations in to telling me, like, if I know for a fact that you're gonna be tired because you ran a mile and then you're gonna be throwing up, before you even ask those questions, like, yeah, man, last time my cell boss, well, last time I ran a mile, man, I was throwing up and I went, man, it was crazy. You know for a fact that's the way he's thinking. You're just preempting him from asking those questions or telling you that, and then you're literally bringing out the pain on him. Like, oh yeah, I had a couple of inspections, they didn't go through. Again, I had a couple of appraisals didn't go through. A couple of buyers couldn't bring the down payment. A couple of buyers' credit got messed up right before closing. You're literally telling him what he's gonna be facing. All those things that he's gonna be facing before you sell a house, you're telling him in advance. So you're literally, oh shit, you're literally closing all the windows so that he can only see yours. And that's the way that I kind of manage when I call people like that. Yeah, again, be ready for those answers, those questions. Well, how much down payment? Well, 30 doesn't work. Well, I know, sir, 30 doesn't work. And then you bring those personal situations that you had before. Again, what works? Again, if you want to sell it to anybody, again, I'm here right now trying to tell you that I got a buyer that can do this, but I can't do it in cash. It has to be 36 months. Do you want to get rid of this headache, or are you still okay maybe holding it and have it listed with somebody for the next 36 months until it sells? You know what I mean? So again, I don't know if you fell off. That's the way
that's good. I apologize. I was on mute there. Yeah, I was looking at a sheet the other day that was doing just what you're talking about. You know, it made a lot of sense. It kind of had all the costs that would be involved over the next 6 months, because it normally takes 3 to 6 months on a realtor. Yeah. And just talking about all the expenses, and there was about a $20,000 difference from going with the realtor or selling it with us, just straight up on the savings.
The way that you the way that you lay out that is that not that he's gonna face it, no, that you faced it or your friend faced it. Yeah, my friend, I told him, he's a stubborn motherfucker. I told him don't do that, but he listed with an agent, and sure enough, it took 6 months. It took 3 appraisals. It took $10K in repairs. It took 3 complaints. Again, not not that he's gonna face that, no, that your friend faced that.
Right.
But
I know a guy.
He's like, oh shit, I'm pretty much gonna face it as well, right? Like, I don't know, you might, maybe your house might sell in a day. But you see, you don't tell him that he's gonna face that. You tell him that your friend faced that. You tell him that
Right.
like, yeah, man, we bought a brand new house. It was literally built 5 years ago. Man, the appraisal came back 30% below what we were thinking, and then they had to fix this. So we had to cancel that contract, and then we had to relist it. I had to fire my agent because he wasn't doing anything. Then hire a new agent, and then get the sod lined up, get a new guy to do the landscaping because again it died with all this freezing weather and everything. Again, you're literally throwing him all the things that he's facing or that he's gonna face, and guess what? He's pretty smart and he's gonna connect the dots. But you don't tell him that he's gonna face that. You tell him that you faced it, or your partner faced it, or your sister faced it, or your brother faced it. Somebody that you know shared that experience with you, and then you're telling him, and he's gonna connect the dots. He's like, yeah, the house looked nice, but again, this roofs nowadays, again, they look nice and they're kind of tricky. But when you get somebody inspected, you know how banks are, Mister. Banks are super picky. Bank's gonna hire an inspector to inspect it, and again, it's like an auditor. They're always gonna find something wrong with it.
Yep.
And he's gonna be, yeah, that's true. So yeah, again, it's crazy. My buddy wasn't expecting to spend 12K just to fix it, but he had to spend 12K just to sell it because he didn't want to go back to listing it again. He didn't want to waste another 10 months, another 6 months trying to list it. He'd rather just take the loss there. So that's the way that you portray. Well, that's how you paint the picture of what he's gonna face, not by telling him he's gonna face that, but somebody. Again, that's the best way to what's it called to learn that stuff.
Yeah, get that subliminal going in the back of his mind there. You bet.
Yep. It's not you, Mister. Your house might sell in a day, but based on my partner and my sister and my cousin, fucking stubborn assholes, they didn't want to listen to me. And 6 months on the road, they lost 6%. They lost 7 months worth of payments. They lost 7 months worth of light bills. They lost 7 months worth of water bills. They lost 7 months worth of showings. They lost 7 months worth of maintenance of the house. Like, oh, that shit adds up. By the time you know it, you're 30K into it, and you haven't even sold it. Maybe you should have sold it to me at 40K discount, but it would have gotten sold 6 months ago. And now you're cruising in your what's it called, in your yacht or on vacation with 50K in your pocket. But no, you were gonna be like I told my cousin, you were gonna be stubborn asshole. I told you I always beat you playing marbles, and I beat you in this one, man. But again, sometimes we win, and sometimes we lose. So that's the way that you conversate with you. Tell them, you paint them pictures of what you lived, and if they're pretty much sharp, they'll connect the dots. What's going on, Bernard? What's going on, Marvin? What's going on, guys? How's it going, guys?
Yo, Arturo, what's up, man?
Oh, my man. Working, man, working. I'm looking at.
Hey, Arturo. I just got off the phone with the son. I wanted to see how you could make this work. They were willing to hold terms. The price was $320, but then they wanted it paid off in 10 years. But then, so that puts it at like $2,600. But unfortunately, it won't rent nowhere close to that. So I'm like, yeah, I can't make it work. Goodbye. So was there any other angles that I could have taken?
Okay, so how much? What was the sales price?
$320.
320. 10-year term.
Yeah, he wants it paid off in 10 years.
What was the monthly payment that he was giving it to you at?
It was like $2,600.
Is there a mortgage behind that payment, or is that something they just came up with?
I forgot to ask that. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay, because again, it might be a mortgage.
Okay.
$2,600 might be a mortgage.
Okay. Based on the sound of it, they've been living there for 30 years, and I highly doubt that. Doubt that.
So when you tell them, okay, you know what, I can do the 10 years, I can do the 320, but I can't do the 2,600. I can't do anything. I'm an investor. I'm not gonna live here. If I pay you, if let's say Mr. X, that's one going to the startup of the call is like, well, what do you think this house can rent for, man? Like,
Yeah, I asked him that. Yeah, I asked him that, and he's like, I don't think it's gonna rent for more than 2,000. And I told him, well, I need to make a spread, man. How do we make this work?
Okay. So when you tell him, okay, oh, so what? Yeah, perfect. We can do it 10 years. We can do this. Well, how much do you again? Do you want a monthly payment, Mister? He's like, yeah, I probably want a. How much monthly payment do you want? And that's where you threw the 2,600, right?
Sorry, you broke up. Say that again.
So when you told you that the monthly payment he wanted was 2,600, what'd you say after that? You're on mute, bro.
I told him, what would a nice house like that rent for? And he's like, well, honestly, I own other rental properties here. That's like, you know, they're like worth 100 and they rent for like 950. So I don't think this house is gonna rent for more than 2,000.
Okay. Well, yeah, like you telling me, you're a pretty savvy investor because you have multiple properties. Again, I can't pay you 2,600 and rent it for 2,000. I guess it doesn't make sense, right, Mister? You wouldn't do that on your own properties, right? He's like, no.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
I can pay you some money. I can probably pay you maybe $1,200. Again, I'll pay you that the principal, and I'll pay you off in 10 years as a balloon payment. But again,
yeah.
Do you want to sell it, or do you just want to have somebody come and look at it? Because those numbers that you're throwing, maybe your sales price is good, but if nobody's gonna come,
yeah. Yeah, I told him, you know what, man, I don't think it's a good fit. You're probably better off just listing it with a realtor because, you know, I don't know how to make it work. And he's like, well, yeah, I got a couple of people looking at it, so I don't really want to tie myself into anything yet. I was like, oh, okay, I understand. I'm sorry, but I don't mean to rush you, but I'm looking to do something today. So we can't do something today. Is this over? He's like, yeah, I can't do something today. So that's it. I ended it.
Perfect. That's the best way. Again, when it's not a deal, that the way that the things that you do when it's not a deal, you practice. You practice with them. The things that you wouldn't do with somebody that's a potential deal. So you want to keep it now. How come you haven't listed it again? They might have sold already. What did he say that? Why he hasn't listed?
You know, the market's hot, so we figured we'd give it a shot ourselves.
Okay. Oh, how's that turning out?
You know, we've been getting a lot of action. I'm like, oh, I was like, that's great. How many of the action has actually given you a offer in writing?
Say action. Do you mean action or you mean offers?
Ah, nice. That was a good one. Let me write that down.
You mean showings or you mean offers?
Yo, that's solid. That's solid, Arturo.
He's bullshitting you. Who cares about showing? Buy the damn house. Oh, yeah. Again, I can put something pretty out there, but again, I'm not here to put something pretty out there. I'm put there to put some money in my pocket. Yeah, people it's like there's a lot of window shoppers, Mister. Trust me, we had a property over here on again, map a house in the area. Yeah, again, and we had a bunch of looky-loos, and I told my partner, hey, are we gonna just list it and make it look pretty and just to have something in the system that someone can see, or do we want to sell this property? You bring in your personal situation into it. Like me and my partner had to talk. Hey, we need to reduce the price because all this showings is just wasting us time. Because the money that we have tied up in that property is costing us interest. It's costing us money. It's preventing me from my potential profit on another property. Again, sometimes we buy, and you tell me that sometimes we buy wrong. Sometimes we overpay by a property. But again, partner X, we need to cut the losses, bro. We can't be bullshitting just having a lot of people walk through the property. You know it costs us for us to open the property, right? You know it costs us to have the property with the light on.
How do I use that on the seller? Be like, did you know that every showing is X amount of dollars? That you're wasting yourself.
You're like, yeah, you know what? That property that you had, Mister, for $300,000, the one you have, that's like the property that we had a couple of years ago.
Okay.
We bought it for listed $300. Man, that shit took 8 months to sell. Man, you know how much the light bill on a $300K house is to have it showing? That was around $400 a month just in light. Overall, we were paying around $1,200 just to maintain it. We had like 12 showings, so every showing was $100 a month. that was going out of our house, out of our pockets, man. And that's where we had. I almost even broke up with my partner because I told him, "Hey, man, we need to cut our losses because this bullshit of having these showings again, you making him feel, oh shit, this guy's going through the same thing that I'm probably gonna face." It's true. Again, my current house is 3,400 square feet. I went from a 1,700 square foot home to a 3,400 square foot home. Yeah, the bills doubled. Imagine if it's vacant. Imagine if you had to have showings. And imagine that you had to sit on a house that it doesn't sell for 8 months, just on the utilities itself. Might be might be $1,000.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hit him back in like a week or two because he said that he's moving into his new joint in April. So I'm gonna be like, yo, so what's the game plan? You listing with the realtor, keeping it empty, or what?
Yeah, they're telling me, you know what? Hey, mister, did you sell that house there on Main Street? He's like, no, man, because we got an offer on ours down the street. I'm hoping that this fucking guy doesn't mess up his credit between now and 6 months. Well, the credit, the actualization, the appraisal, the inspection, the repairs, and hopefully we can sell because, again, you bring back me out because my partner's already, man, if he was bald now, he has no hairs. Because he's stressed out,
That's
man.
good. That's solid. I'm gonna be like, well, I'm hoping your buyer doesn't buy a Range Rover between now and the closing because that might mess up his credit.
I will be able to charge you fucking $500 on the credit card and the DTI goes up because it's happened to me twice. It's happened to me twice, and that shit sucks. And you just gotta wait. And you probably don't know this, but the credit bureaus update every 2 months. So that means you gotta pay the bill and wait 2 months to have an actualized credit for the bank to be able to reconsider the DTI. It's just crazy things.
Yo, that's solid information, man. Thank you.
And he's like, oh shit. That's the things that he's gonna face if he goes to a realtor. Those are the things that he's gonna face when he goes to a realtor. But again, you, like I was telling the Ed, you bring your personal stuff. Your personal, me and my partner almost broke up because of this bullshit that we overpaid for this property. So that means I'm not gonna overpay for your property, but I'm gonna buy it. But I'm not gonna overpay it.
Yeah. Well, I don't have anything under my belt yet, so I don't want to make up stories.
It doesn't matter. Bring me in.
Oh, there you go.
My partner from Texas, man, he bought a 3,400 foot home. He says that his bills double from 1 month to the other. But the good thing, he bought it right. He bought it at 225, so he's good. But it's crazy. Again, he's telling me that in his market, his partner bought a house for $300,000 and it's still sitting on the market. Inspections went down. The power lines were on top of it didn't pass inspections. Some bullshit with the power line. People expend money. Again, you're not lying. I bet you anybody here has had an experience with that. Am I your partner? Yeah. Are we in the same call? Yeah. Then I'm your partner.
All right. Yo, thanks, man.
I know. Well, get your partner on the line. Yeah. You know what? Let me have AC on the line.
We'll even get on Zoom if you want.
Yeah, we'll get on Zoom, man. What's going on, brother?
Yo, that's solid, man. That's solid, man. That's solid ammo for my calls, man. Thank you.
That's the things that again he's gonna be facing. And I know any of the scenarios that I just gave you, I know one person that actually lived through it. So that's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm relating this information. Because I know somebody that I talked to that went through that situation.
Damn. Cool, man.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. What's going on, guys? So Jamal, what's up, Marvin? Any stories? Anybody made money this week? But yeah, again, use those type of what's it called, scenarios and anecdotes from your personal life, the people that you know, to tell them this is what you're gonna go through, man. You're on, Mister. This is a timeline. You're on step 2 about a 100-step ladder. This is where you're at right now. And my partner was there too, and this is how his story went down. This is how his story. He felt here, he felt here. Man, he almost got divorced 6 months into it. Because his wife told him he should have sold it at this price, but he was gonna be stubborn. Oh, the market's hot, and he still has it listed. So you see, you bring those little things in, and you're golden.
Nice.
Especially on those ones that they tell you that doesn't work out, you bring those stories. Probably like 5 minutes into a call, you already know more or less that it's not gonna be a deal. So bring the scenarios, practice with a real person you don't know. Scenarios.
Hey, Arturo.
What's going on, Marvin?
Hey, man. Hey, I talked to a seller. I talked to a seller yesterday. He's got a house that it's an older house, but he remodeled it completely. He's wanting like 300,000 for it, but he said that the properties in that area are newer properties. He just picked the older house and remodeled it from top to bottom. But he said prices are going for those in that area for like 375. But if you look at the comps, they're going like for 244. But he's wanting to sell. He's got other properties, but he said that he was just kind of wanting to sell that one so he could reinvest more that money back into more real estate. But and I talked to him about a possible lease, lease option. He said he would be interested in, but we wasn't close to the number as far as him wanting 300 and the top property that was in that area was going like 244.
Okay.
So there's a
How did
big
he
gap.
come up with that 200K number?
Well, he said that he had talked to some people, and he said that he looked at properties in that area that were going, that he had been checking out the area, and he said that they were going for 375 and up. So I think he was just lying because I couldn't find anything on PropStream that was going for that price in that area. So he said that since the properties are selling for around 375 and up, well, he said that he was just willing to sell it for a quick sale around about 300. Which sounds good, but then when you look for comps, and there's no comps matching that.
Has he listed it, or is he gonna list it, or where'd you get this?
He had it listed for like 7 months, but nobody seemed like that. He felt like the realtor listed it, just set it on the market for like 7 months, but they didn't do much to show it. So it's not listed anymore. And now he's just trying to figure out what to do with it. He said he was renting it. He's got a renter in there for $1,600 a month. And that's around the going rate for that area, about $1,650 or so.
Okay. So what I would do, ask him, okay, so you listed it for 7 months, mister, at 300K? He's like, yeah. No offers? He's like, no.
Well, yeah. When I looked on Zillow, it was listed around like 317, but he never did get that. So,
and yeah, but he didn't get offers, right?
Right.
So he's
and
like,
he blamed it on the realtor.
He's like, so no offers? Like, no. What do you think is wrong? And they're like, the realtor, well, if you say that there's properties going for 375 there, and yours for 317, even a blind deaf, again, not to be again, even somebody that doesn't know what he's doing, that lists the house for 75K off value, they're gonna get an offer, don't you think?
Right.
And you ask them that, don't you think that? If I have a Camaro that's worth 30K and I'm selling it for 20, you think I'll get an offer for it? He's like, yeah, right. So maybe you need to reevaluate, or maybe again, you should get an appraisal, Mister. Pay the $500 to $1,000 to get an appraisal, because it sounds, again, if it's a deal, it's a deal, no matter if it's here, Russia, Japan, anywhere. And it sounds like, to be honest with you, I like people to be honest. It's like when I go talk to my doctor, like, don't BS me about my health. Tell me straight up. Don't tell me that I'm good and I'm gonna I pass away 3 months on the road. Be honest with me. So sometimes I had to have those conversations with my properties as well. Like, maybe I overpay for it. Maybe I'm just thinking numbers that they're never gonna exist. Maybe that's what you should do, mister. Get an appraisal, because again, if I put something out there and nobody gets an offer and it's at a discount, then here's two things. Either the price is wrong, or there's no money out there. And the second one is false. There's money out there. So it might be the price, it might be wrong. Again, don't hold me to this, but again, it sounds like if I put something out there for 7 months at a discount, more likely somebody's going to
Yeah, well, that's what I'll do. I'll hit him up with the appraisal and see what he comes back at. Just what you said there. See what
Again,
happens.
those little things like that that you bring, those anecdotes of your personal life. Again, I like people to be honest with me, Mister. I don't like people to lie to me or what's it called, sugarcoat it. So again, I'm assuming you don't like to waste time, right? It's like no. Well, again, based on what you're telling me, if I was to have a dart and throw it somewhere, I'm thinking the price is what's wrong.
Hey, Arturo, so if he doesn't want to budge on that, and he wants to get away from the lease option, I mean, would you think probably just go with just get it under contract and just see if I can just do a straight option fee on it? See if I
Well,
can get it to the market and see if I can get something like that.
well, first we gotta make sure the price is right, and you said the price is 245, so he needs to come down on price.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the mistake. Now, what I would do on that property is just put it on a follow up.
yeah. Okay.
Every month, send him a text. Hey, what's going on, man? I drove by your house. Did you sell it already? Did you get your 300K already?
Right.
Because in order to be a good value, again, for a lease option, you probably have to bring it down to like 265.
Right.
Because you can have a little prime rate on top of it because you're holding a note, right? So you can charge a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But to be a straight out what's called purchasing, you got to be way below that. But yeah, he has to come down on price.
Yeah, because he said it's free and clear. He just has the other properties. He wants to use that money to put it in some other real estate.
You're like, yeah, man, me too, man. Trust me, I had 300K stuck in a house for 10 months because I was stuck on price until my wife told me, hey, either you reduce the price or we get a divorce because I need some money.
Okay.
You bring in your personal stuff. Because how many times have you had where the spouse allows you to do something, but when it takes too long, hey, husband, you need to make a decision. You take a loss, learn the lesson,
Right.
or we're gonna have to break it.
Right.
Like, yeah, and that's why sometimes I gotta cut my losses because maybe the 40K that I lose in this property, I'll gain 80K because I'm buying that other investment property, and I need to buy it because I know that's a much better investment right now.
Yeah.
And again, and right now, like you say, Mister, opportunities come once in a lifetime sometimes, and it's either you grab it or you let it go. And if you have your money stuck in a house, then guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna let it go. And guess what? You're gonna have regret for the rest of your life. Like, man, I should have sold that house and bought this one. And look now what the value of that property that I miss is at right now.
Right. Right.
Remember,
All right, man. I appreciate it, man.
welcome, my brother. Remember, guys, it's just conversating with regular people. Like, a seller is not like you're not talking to the Pope or you're not talking to your correctional officer. You're not talking to somebody that used to be wrecked. Yes, no, yeah, no. It's you're just having conversations. Bringing your personal life. Yeah. Like yesterday, somebody called me. He's like, yeah, actually, I got 20 minutes. I'm on my way to play soccer right now, man. Personal life. The other lady called me like, yeah, it's 12 noon. Yeah, she called me ordering. Hold on, just a moment. I put her on mute. I was ordering some food. Oh, like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I'm hungry too, man. What are you ordering? Taco P. It's a local taco place. But you see, you bring those conversations, then the wall of being all this structured, rigid conversation is smooth. Like, yeah, man, I can probably go see. Wait, I can probably not go see it this weekend because I'm going to San Antonio to do a couple of things and see a car show, man. Yeah, my partner has a brand new this car. He's gonna take it to a car show, hopefully places. Again, you bringing those little things that it breaks the friction between the conversation.
Right.
Now, okay, so yeah, sorry, man, I got sidetracked. So what you were saying about your house, how come it hasn't sold? It looks like a really nice house. He's like, no, but repairs. I know, man. Yeah, my parents always tell me, hey, you need to fix the room. And sometimes I don't fix it, and when I actually go back to fixing it, it's 30 times more because I let it go too much. It got deteriorated more than it was at when I could have fixed it the first time. You bring in those personal things, and now you're not you're not a rigid person. You're somebody that has a life, somebody that's messed up, somebody that likes to have fun, somebody that likes to eat tacos, even though they're not healthy. Somebody that's lost money in real estate, somebody that's made money in real estate, somebody that has a spouse that's something a witch, etc., etc. Those things make you relate. You're no longer a rigid person. Yes, no, Mister, no. And again, I try to portray myself as the business that I have as a business of somebody that's a local person, not somebody that has business and what's it called and CEOs, etc. It's just somebody off the streets. Like, are you an investor? No, I wish I was, but you know what happened is that I got some insurance money from my grandma. I've been doing that since. Oh wow, I wish I could do that. Well, yeah, but again, you never know. Maybe you have a lost grandma that has an insurance that's gonna pay you out one year, or etc. Again, those little things. I'm not an investor. No, I wish I was an investor. So what's going on, guys? Any updates? Anything you guys want to talk about?
What's up, Ace?
What's going on, ma'am?
This is LaShonda.
Hey, LaShonda.
I just want to ask you, did you have any suggestion on the probates? Remember, I went down there and they have that case. They have like when the case is over, they have it sealed and it says closed, and you're not allowed to view it, even if I go through the public information. You still can't get it.
Okay. So they steal them from you or from the public in general?
From the public in general. Before the COVID, last year, you were able to view it. Last year, I was able to view the ones. It told you who was the executor and who it got distributed to, the address and all that stuff. But since then, this time when I went down there, it said sealed. And so when I asked the secretary, how do you get past that? She said, you can't. I said, even if I go through the open records, she said, yeah. So when I looked it up, I Googled it. When I looked it up, it said that if it says there is such thing for it to be sealed, there is a such thing for it to be sealed and not open to public, open to the public.
Okay. Well, now there's some stuff that has to be public by law. Now, it might be public, but you might have to pay for it for the process of getting it done. Like the process of them going in there and printing and putting the input, put this into this file. But again,
well, the way she's talking, like none of that's happening.
Now, well, do you have that updated policy? Because again, I think it might be incorrect. Again, I don't know, but again, I know if my grandma passes away, and if she has predators out there, they have to know that she passed away, so they have their rights to claim on that property. Again, right. That has to be public. Unless a new law changes, I don't think so. But public information is public information, no matter. Again, you can't just do local things and block it for people. You say, if I get married, it has to be public. If I get divorced, it has to be public. If somebody passes, yes, it has to be public.
Okay. So, I'll send you an email of what I saw, and it does say that if it's a closed case, there are some cases that when it's closed, it's closed. It cannot even be viewed through the Open Records Act.
Okay, well then maybe that might be, you might want to catch them when they're still pending or open.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues in my area. Everything stays open because it's a public document. It's a public document. It has to be available for the public, for anybody, no matter if the probate's been done or it's pending or it just started. It has to be public to anybody. It's public, affects your property.
Okay, so what's the workaround? That's what I'm asking. You want me to try to find cases that are pending?
Yeah, if you want to, first find cases when they're still either starting or pending. That's
Okay.
all you want to work. On the ones that are closed, you want to see that the probate's already been done. Look at the policy. See what it's telling you, and then compare it. And then again, for my knowledge, it shouldn't be closed. Again, I don't know what state you're in, but again,
I'm in Kansas. It's a non-disclosure state. And,
yeah, but
justice in Missouri. Huh?
Mainly for like purchases themselves, right? You can't close the purchase, right?
Is it you breaking up or is it me?
Yeah, excellent calling. So yeah, send me that. Let me look at the policy, and then I'll do a couple of Google searches to see if that's something that's true or is just something that's local. If it's local, then the FOIA overcomes that, because you cannot. It's a federal thing. It's a federal thing. You cannot have a local ordinance that violates a federal thing.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. When I asked her, even if I go through the Cora, well, she said it don't matter. It's not open to the public.
Now remember, whoever the person that can make that decision is the Attorney General of the state, not you, not you, ma'am. Again, in order for you to tell me that it's not available, you literally have to take my request. You gotta email it to the Attorney General of the state. The Attorney General has to open it and see it. Hey, this lady from notification from the Attorney General that sorry,
I didn't hear the last little part because you was breaking up.
So the only person that can deny something from you is the Attorney General
of
the state.
Okay.
The request has to be submitted to them.
Okay, well then that's what I'll do. Then I'll go, because I do that because I've requested other things before through Cora. So I'll go back through Cora and request the probate records. I think I did that before though, but I'll do it again, because if I'm not mistaken, they told me that it was no way to do that. I had to go to the computer and look it up that way by case number.
Yeah.
They
Google
didn't
it.
have them.
Who can deny? Yeah. Google it. And it's only the Attorney
You
General.
breaking up.
So yeah, just Google who is the person that has the right and decision to deny or approve a FOIA request. And it's the Attorney General. The Attorney General of the state is the only person that can approve or deny a request for FOIA.
Okay.
It can't be local. They have to submit the request to the Attorney General. And then you can ask, can you send me that email where you requested him to deny me the request of this FOIA? What email? Like, yeah, the Attorney General is the only person that can deny or approve a request for FOIA. You can't do it locally. Again, I don't know if you guys are up to date to that code, but yeah, it's a FOIA. It's a federal request.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. Thank you.
Likewise, man. So long, guys. Sorry, my signal is something base. I'm still driving, looking for a house. What's going on, Jemiah? What's going on, Vernon?
Not much. Just trying to get a deal, man. Just trying to get a deal.
Get it done. Let's get it done. Any new properties for the cash count?
What'd you say?
Any prospect for the cash count?
Actually, I do. I gotta call a guy back on Sunday. He's in the settlement with the bank, and I offered him like $5,000, and he's thinking about it. He wanted to know how he can get out of the agreement that he made with the bank. So I asked him to email me the agreement that he has with the bank, and I'm gonna have my attorney look over it. And I got a business proposition from my attorney, of all people. He wants to go in partnership with me. Right. He wants to go in partnership with me with the deals that I come up with.
There's money, right? Nobody, again, the only reason why he wants to partner because there's money behind whatever you're partnering on. Yeah, man,
Right.
that's good.
Right.
Don't charge me anything. Easy. Perfect.
Right. Right.
Pay
So,
all the maintenance, and you know what? I'll bring my intellectual knowledge, but you pay everything. We'll go 50-50.
Right. No, he wants to put his, you know,
Good, Berna.
his fee in the deal. He don't want to even charge me for his legal advice.
There you go, man. There you go, my brother.
Yeah. But
what document did that seller sign with the bank? Did he say?
he didn't say. He said it's some kind of agreement because it's supposed to go for sale, go for sheriff's sale, April the 28th or something like that. So I told him time is of the essence. Sunday we can make a decision or whatever, and then I can have my attorney start the process.
It might be a deed in lieu.
Right.
Okay.
So I want to see if I want to get a copy of the agreement and see if I can get the attorney to approve for him to maybe nix to the deal. He doesn't want to do it.
So what I'm
Because
doing right now, I'm typing on Google, can deed in lieu get reversed?
Wow.
Yes. Reverse mortgage company, not that one. Can I remove a deed in lieu from my credit? What is the biggest advantage of a lender? How would I deed in lieu affect me? How long? Again, just Google it. How to reverse mortgage. How to correct. So just Google it. It might be available. Can I negotiate deed in lieu closure on a reverse mortgage? There's has to be retracted, not reverse, retracted, right? Retracted.
It depends if there's right of redemption in that state, actually.
There we go. There we go. Okay, there's
Different states have different rights of redemption periods.
Yep.
Right. Even like New Jersey, I know was well, that was for the tax lien. I think it's like 18 months. But there is a redemption period for foreclosure in New Jersey. But this house happens to be in Pennsylvania, so I have to research that too.
There we go. There you go, man. That's again, and that way you're prepared for Sunday.
Right.
Like, you know, actually, I spoke to my attorney. Yeah, those things can get resolved right away. Are we ready to sign that document to give you that 5K, or you still got to think about it?
Also, there could be overages to recover as well. A lot of people don't know about overages.
Yep.
Nah, he's like at least $100,000 in over underwater. I've been trying to do what Arturo does, but he's in an advantageous state here. You know, if somebody gets a less pendants, you know, they got like a year, 2 years. But if they got a less pendants in the sheriff's sale pending, that's something different. And oh, by the way I ease my way in the conversation, he just mentioned that the house or the mortgage isn't in his name, but I think his name is on the deed. It's in his ex-wife's name. So I told him, I said, well, what's the deal? I mean, it's not even going to hurt you. It's not even going to hurt your credit. I said, why not get the money that my boss is offering? That's what I told him.
Yeah, let me deal with your wife whenever she comes to meet you. Yeah.
I think his, I got to check, but I think his name is on the deed. And her, because they got a divorce. He's not with her anymore. So,
but is she even in the picture?
I'm not particularly sure because I just got off the phone with him about 2 hours ago and I'm still at work. So I didn't do because I made the call while I was here. I didn't do all the research, but I am going to do it later on today. But I believe his name is on the deed and she is on the mortgage, because that's how the other house I have, the guy, the husband name is on the deed, the wife passed away, she has the mortgage, and that they're like two years behind, and there isn't even a less pendants. There isn't even a less pendant. They're like 2 years, I think about 2 years behind, and there is no less pendant yet. I got that off a bad credit list.
It probably just fell through the cracks with the bank.
Yep.
You can also buy out his interest. You can buy out his partial interest.
Yeah, the 50%, the 5K will be partial interest.
Oh no. I got a lease purchase, and I'm probably getting ready to redo the paperwork and put it in a trust and do another lease option because the homeowner he'll work with me because I just cash apped him $500 last night, so he's happy with me. He's happy with me. He'll do whatever I say. He's happy. He's happy. You know, I cashed that last night. I cashed that through $500. He's happy. Whatever I say do, he'll do it as long as those $500 keep coming.
There you go, my brother. Hey, you see? There you go. Good job, my brother, man. Good job on those, man.
Yeah.
Killing it. Killing it.
Yeah, but it's like my VAs. I have two of them. It's real rough on them dealing with the pre-foreclosures and the auctions because you know everybody is calling them, hanging up, telling them to F off and this, that, and the third. That's constant all day long. I don't get none of it because I just get the appointment stuff, but they're constantly getting hammered all day long.
It happens. Again, now, what have you trained them, or is it just like a regular call? How's your VAs doing the calls to the pre-foreclosure?
It's a regular call. I try to when I'm doing the auctions and the pre-foreclosures, I got a script where, especially with the auctions, I said if you're going to let your house go, we have a program where we can put some money in your pocket. It's kind of urgent. That's the text message. I said it's urgent that you know, time is of the essence. If we can have a 10-minute conversation, that's what I text. I got another guy who does a lot of cold calling. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. With the texting, I try to always modify what list I'm texting as far as the message. You know, because I got a auction text message and pre-foreclosure text message. Then I have a for rent by owner text message. Then I got a for sale by owner text message. So I got different text messages I sent to different lists.
Yep.
Are you using Stratix Network for unlimited texting?
Nah, you got to hit me up to that. I'm using Smarter Contact, and it's cost me $1.50 a month.
Stratix Network is unlimited voice drops and text per month for like 200 something. So you're paying more than that.
That's pretty. That's $100 more than I'm paying. I pay
unlimited.
Yeah, but how many? Like, because I know Michael's software is a penny a drop.
Right.
Or
and, also, I want to tell everybody. I don't know what they did as far as with
unlimited is worth it or not. It depends on how many you send.
Yeah, see, unlimited, you got to look at the other costs too. Where you're going to get the list at, and when you're talking about unlimited, for unlimited to pay off, you probably need to be texting 10,000 people a month.
A little bit more, probably like 8 people.
How many?
Like around 20,000 to make it worthwhile.
That's another added cost. You know, you got to be able to handle that cost of getting those many people, skip tracing and all that kind of stuff. But what I wanted to say was that PropStream.
List Shack for $50 a month and unlimited bad credit data from List Shack.
All right, put that in the chat, man. Put that in the chat. Put that in the chat so I can.
Pay per record for that. You don't have to pay per record for that. There's 2 or 3 different databases you can download on.
Like one of the things that I look at is
unlimited.
One of the things I look at is how much, if I can pay a regular vendor 4 cents per drop for single drops, right?
Right.
If I pay a software a certain amount for unlimited, how much to benefit me and reduce my cost? That's how I look at it. That's why it's live broadcast. It's 4 cents a drop.
4 cents a drop is highway robbery.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, how much do I have to do to have a where it makes sense to pay a monthly fee. So if I'm dropping, get a quick
Well,
math to save me a
if we all shared a Stratix network, it would be.
yeah, there you go. If we share it, then yeah. If we co-share again, that's why I love when we get together, we co-share. You know what? Yeah, I have it. Use it. There.
So ListTrack and Stratix network.
Have ticks and calling for 0.004 a minute.
What were you gonna say about prop stream, Bernard?
Oh, prop stream. I don't know what they did.
Pick up. Bernard, it's probably out. Yeah, he dropped. So yeah, again, yeah, definitely, what's it called, Jemiah? Put it in the chat. Yeah, I always look at that. Like I want to make sure that I get the biggest bang for a buck. As far as everything, I know some people do the prop sharing, and there's multiple softwares out there. The one that I use for text, Michael, it's a penny drop, no monthly fees. And I usually text around.
What I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
What I was gonna say about PropStream, the data on PropStream is a-okay now as far as skip tracing. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, they probably either got another vendor or something. It's all white liquid.
PropStream like crazy though for skip tracing. I pay 3 cents a skip. I don't know why anyone would pay more.
How much?
Pay 3 cents. PropStream's charging 12.
Yeah. Where do you get your skip tracing from, Jemiah?
I get it from Fiverr. Lots of guys on Fiverr who do it for 3 to 4 cents. There's no reason to PropStream.
How
Yeah.
fast?
Oh, within 24 hours, they get the list right back to you from Lexus.
Really? Can you put a contact name for your Fiverr guy?
Oh yeah, sure. I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah, do that because again, 4 cents, man. That's man. That saves a lot. If you just do 1,000,
I got them down to 3 cents a skip. Lexus Nexus. Yep.
Yes, put it there, man. Definitely. That's game changer there. Because if Michael's doing 6 and I can get it for 3.
Oh yeah. I get it for 3 all day.
But I heard Lexus Nexus, you had to spend $2,000 a month with them. I mean, not a month, a year, $2,000.
They have access to Lexus Nexus and they sell the skips for 3 cents.
Exactly. So they have Lexus Nexus has like a license, but there's a bunch of Fiverr VAs selling the business. You know what I mean? Somebody else is paying $2K, and then we're using their membership.
Exactly.
I don't mind how he gets it. If you can get it for 3 cents and it's good data, hey.
It's good data. You get 5 phone numbers and 2 emails.
Boom.
That's perfect, my brother. Let me make sure I don't name the chat before.
So how do we get access to that?
Well, give me your phone numbers. Give me your numbers. I'll text you. Just type it in the chat, and I'll text you guys if you're interested. And then been verified is unlimited lookups for $17 a month. Been verified. If you want to just pull up some records by yourself, it's $17 a month for unlimited skips, and you get an email, you get all their criminal record, you get everything on Been Verified. It's good.
I use Spokio, and it's like $12 a month, unlimited as well.
Oh, that's it. Which
you have actually that one, Vernon. I give you text me that info right now.
All right.
I put mine in there too.
Okay.
Been verified. What about Sometimes I
Until I
need to
get
find
everybody
next of
stuff.
kin. What do y'all use for next of kin?
Like an
Been
investigator.
verified. Been verified.
Been verified? Okay.
Oh,
I've
it tells you
heard
all their
that
relatives.
you can hire a private investigator to get you the info from Fiverr as well.
You don't need that. You can use Amberjack. Amberjack has the same as the federal database. You can get law enforcement data off of
Oh,
Amberjack.
come on, come on.
It's only
Come on, my brother. Were you holding on to this info? Come
You hold
on.
it back, man. You hold it back, man. What are you doing?
I'm literally pulling over, dude. I'm pulling over to fucking get a pen out and write the shit down. This motherfucker got me got
He hold it back.
I pulled over, dude. I took my fucking seatbelt.
Sorry.
What was the Amberjack you said?
Amberjack.
Amber.
Called
Put it in the
Amberjack.
chat, brother. Put it in the chat.
Yeah,
Amberjack.
put it in the chat. Yeah, Amberjack.
Is that's the web, amberjack.com?
Amberjackdata.com.
And is that like a membership or how does that work?
Well, you know, no, it's just pay per search. But it's like if you've been verified, can't quite get them. Amberjack is like the cops don't even have better data than that.
My brother, right here. I need to again next week, my brother. I want to know what you're doing as far as because I know you're really good with data. With the first combination that you said, and you're really good with systems as well, right?
Yep.
I remember your background. So again, let's get it. Like I have questions as far as you know what, how can I get the best data? Because there's a lot of houses that nobody reaches because nobody can actually get to the sellers or the heirs. And if we can get to the person that nobody can reach, perfect, my brother.
And you
Right,
got
I
to
got
check
one
out.
empty, and I can't get the next of kin. I know the guy
Been
passed away, but I
verified.
can't get
Verified lists all the relatives,
the next
property
of kin.
reports. It's much better than
leave
Spokane.
letters.
Been verified is better than Spokane, but whatever you can't get from been verified, you use Amberjack. 75 cents for a person report.
Gotcha.
What's your phone number now?
Say again?
Your phone number?
Oh, 540. Here, I'll put it in. 352-6249.
Yeah, 'cause I'm texting.
You got to check out this predictive dialer I've got. You got this. Check out this predictive dialer I've got. Right, it dials out 3 lines, and then I have an open line on my desk phone. Whenever a seller answers, they're on my speaker. I don't have to hold a phone or use a headset.
What is that? What dialer is that?
Set up.
Which one?
A 4-line predictive dialer. So it's dialing out, and when someone live picks up, it connects them onto my phone. So you don't have to dial anymore. You just scrape the data, put it up on the dialer. The dialer's dialing, and you leave the line open, and then the seller will pick up. Hello. So you don't have to actually dial anymore.
Perfect. What dialer is that?
What is that called again?
Vicky dial.
Vicky?
What is it?
Yeah, you have to have it set up. I mean, I have a server set up. If you need help setting it up, I can do that. But it's an awesome system, man. And you can have like four agents on the server, like waiting. You can have agents dialed in, whoever you want to do cold calling for you. It's really good.
What's the cost on that one?
Well, the server is $60 a month, and then the minutes are 0.004 if you use my provider. I have a provider.
So let's say you dial 20,000 numbers a month. What does that cost? Will run you more or less?
Well, the great thing is it's less than half a penny in 6-second increments. So some calls, when no one answers, are costing you like 1/10 of a cent. I mean, literally, it's for $2. I've been dialing for days and days, and I mean, it's cost practically nothing to use this. Yeah.
How user friendly is it?
Once it's set up, it's fine. It's just there's some setup stuff. But yeah, I mean, once you understand how to use it, it's easy to use. But when you first see it, it's like
it's on the top.
Upload your data to it, and then you connect to it with the software phone, and then boom, it starts dialing for you. When it gets a live answer, it connects to the.
Okay, and do you have the name of the person in front of you, like in a
Yeah.
A tap.
There's a web interface and there's the phone interface. You'll hear them and then you'll see their data come up on the thing. And you can type whatever notes, whatever, dispo them, call back, not interested, whatever, and then it'll start dialing again when you're done with that person. You don't have to physically dial phones anymore. It's
Perfect.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. It's crazy. You know, again, I know you probably have more information, man, that we'll love to have, my brother.
got lots of goodies.
Yeah, man. Whatever can make us successful, man. I'm down to doing it. So you said, did you send me that info for the VA?
The VA, I'll text you the Fiverr VA if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, text me the Fiverr VA. Because I do have some data. I probably have like 10,000 records that I want to skip.
Sure,
I'll send her probably like 1,000 and see how the data, how fast she did, and I'll, man, that's crazy, my brother.
Yeah, you can check. There's a lot of them on Fiverr. Just look for one with good reviews.
Yeah, I want, again, right now, I'm going to bet her to you.
I mean, try them. I mean, don't say that.
I'll do 1,000. I'll do 1,000 and then I'll try them and see how data is. And then that's how I'll go, man.
Yeah, let me send you this guy's info. He's real fast. I just skip traced some ones in Atlanta and he had them pretty good. You know, I'm just checking it now. Okay, I just texted it to you. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. No skip tracing is 100% accurate, but for the money, I think it's worth it. It's cheaper.
3 cents. 3 cents. That's no brainer. No brainer. Man, it's great information, man.
I'll try to have good stuff for you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you for all your help.
Had your info there, man. All right, guys. It sounds like I got like 5% of battery left on my Mac. I'm about to die. So, but again, thank you everybody to being here, guys. Jemiah, great nuggets, man. Gold and stuff. You might have saved me some money, man. Vernon, great stuff, man. You got the attorney to fucking work with you. Hey, if he sees blood, it's gonna go. If he's a shark, he's gonna see blood. He's gonna, hey, let's get with this guy.
And the other thing is I get these Google voice talks each, and then my desktop phone connects to the Google Voice accounts, and I can use like all these different caller IDs for outgoing dialing and stuff like that. When they call back, they're calling back in on different lines. And
see, that system integration is what I need.
Yeah, the Google.
So I'll send you a text. Let's coordinate so I can have you next week, and I'll have a few questions of what how to set up some systems so that I can work. Again, I know for a fact that something that you love doing. So you can. It sounds like you love doing that. So let's see if I can get you on. I'll text you and let's coordinate for next week at the same time.
Okay, love to share it.
All right, guys.
I can't call them all, that's for sure.
Let's have a great weekend, guys. Let's have a great Friday before I die. As far as my laptop, again, guys, go out there. Don't be afraid of guiding people. Again, it's just people, my guys. Thank you, Jamal.
Thank you, Arturo.
Thank you, brothers. Y'all be safe.